It's hard to manifest your dreams when you're anchored down with negativity. I'm Jana Banana, and today we're going to talk about the top signs that you may be stuck in that negative muck. And I'll give you my best hack on how to spin positive. Manifesting 101. Get rid of your negativity. When people come to me and say, Jana, I can't create the life of my dreams. Manifestation's a bunch of hooey. It's because you're stuck. You are stuck in a rut, and I can help you. The number one sign that you're stuck is, where's your focus? Are you focused on what's wrong or what's right? Are you focused on what you can't do or what you can do? Your adversity or your ability? The past or the future? You see, winners, they focus on the solutions. They don't worry about the problems. They go forward. And that is where you need to go. Pick this route. Pick this route. The number two way that people get stuck, the stories we tell ourselves. I always get the short end of the stick. Nobody likes me. Things just don't work out for me. I am so unlucky. These are called limiting beliefs. And what you believe is your reality. You know, there was a study in a book called The Luck Factor. And people who believed they're unlucky, guess what? They usually are. People who believe they're lucky, they will find money everywhere they go. Abundance just seems to find them. The right opportunities, the right people. Do you want to know why? What you believe is your reality. And so many times we get stuck in this negative vibration with these thoughts that go through our head. We don't even realize how disempowering these thoughts are, but it lowers our frequency. The number three way that people get stuck is in what's missing. If we can just be grateful for what we have, what we appreciate appreciates. So if you're saying things like, yeah, but I don't have a talk show like Oprah, or I don't have $1 billion, listen to your dialogue. Because what you tell your brain is what it's going to look for. If I said to you, don't think about pink elephants, what did you just think about? I just realized that I'm wearing pink and now I feel like a big elephant. That's my best elephant impression. The number four reason that people get stuck in negativity, being right. Have you ever had an argument with your spouse and you're like, no, it's like this. And the more you butt heads about it, the more you dig your heels in. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. It's the principle of the matter. Have you ever said that? And God forbid if you're the one that's on the wrong end of the argument and you hear those words, told you so. Doesn't that just stir icky goo in your gut? It's like you are stuck in the toxic funk. And especially if it's with your spouse, that's going to affect a little nookie at night. Do you know what I'm saying? You're just doing yourself a disservice, really. And the fifth way that people get stuck is in blaming others. Do you ever quickly say, it's not my fault? Yeah, well, it's because, and then you start blaming, shaming. You're only hurting yourself. Every interaction takes two to tango.
But it takes more than two to tango, or something like that.
Be responsible. Take ownership. There's more power in saying, okay, I may have made a mistake. I was just as much a part of this, but instead we want to blame others, which really just puts us in a powerless position. All of these reasons that I just gave you, they sink you into victimhood. And who wants to be a victim of their own life story? Be the hero. Stop the insanity. Now, here's how we spin positive. The number one way is to become aware. Now, I'm not going to get into awareness, but if you would like, my video that I did last week is right here. I highly suggest you watch it. Number two, ask yourself, what's great about this? What's the opportunity? How can I learn? How can I grow? What is this teaching me? Every negative person, negative situation, negative anything, there's always a positive side. We just have to zoom out and see it. And my third step in spinning positive is focus on what you can control instead of what you can't. Control is a crazy vice. We want to be able to control the people around us. We want to be able to control the outcomes. It's almost like we're puppeteers. That was my sound effect. The only puppeteer I've ever seen is on Sound of Music. The way we spin positive, we become aware. We ask ourselves, what's great about this? And I know you're thinking, well, Jana, some negative situations, there's not much greatness. I promise you, there always is. Even in the most traumatic, there's always a positive side. And step number three, we focus forward. Focus on what you can control. The reason this is so important is when we start stewing in that negativity, we actually distort the lens in which we see our life. It happened to me. I went through a decade of my life where I worked in the media, and in the media, we're trained to look for what's wrong. We are trained to look for the outlier stories, the ones that cause conflict, the ones that'll get people riled up because that's what gets ratings. And as I did this, I found myself slowly sinking down the doom loop of despair. And it started out with just complacency. And then complacency started turning to complaining. And then all of a sudden I found myself at night exhausted, physically exhausted, just wanting a glass of wine. And I'd go out to dinner with my husband and we'd actually have a battle of who had the worst fucking day. That wasn't very positive. So let's rewind. My husband and I would actually have contests at night. Oh yeah, guess what happened to me? Oh yeah? Well, my day was in the toilet. Better. That was better. See what I'm saying? When you're operating down here, there's no way that you can create a life that you imagine up here. That's why this is so crucial. Empowering questions lead to empowerment. Disempowering questions lead to disempowerment. Stay away from that negative vibe. What it does is it lowers your emotional frequency, and like attracts like. So if you're down here in the stew, then what are you going to attract? You're going to attract stress, overwhelm, frenzied people, drama, problems. That is what you're going to manifest. If you're up here in a higher frequency, in a higher vibration, this is where your dreams live. Up here off the screen. This is where they are. And this is where we need to operate. Rise above and step into the best self you can possibly imagine. I'm Jana Banana, and I am living lucky. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I would love to connect with you. I guess now would be a good time to hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up.